So we should just tell them, hey guys, we're live, having a conversation. This is the Let's Talk with Lisa and Rasheida page, and grab that Zoom link and chime right on in. But we're talking about right now, the topic, if you get in, is about how the coronavirus has sort of balanced the scales. And that was the whole point of this episode of this show, was to allow us to get together and have some conversation. So we've got a viewer, at least one viewer in the house right now. Hopefully the rest of y'all will jump on in. But we were just talking about how, like I said, coronavirus has balanced the scales, and where normally we're so separated from celebrities and all of this stuff, now coronavirus does not care, and it's all even. Yep. You know, so you've got the Shaka Khans. I think the viewer. Tell us again who was on that.
Shaka Khan, Melba Moore, Selena Gomez, Oprah. There was Patti LaBelle. Yeah. There was Timberland.
Wait, was this them that's singing? They got the whole world in his hands.
He was on there.
Okay.
Oh, so that's cool.
Jameson. I can't think his name.
Okay.
I can't even tell you. It was
so many
people. Oh, Kerry Washington.
Very good.
Hey.
Some of the cast members that were on her show.
On Scandal.
Nice.
Scandal.
Yeah.
There was Missy Elliott.
Missy Elliott.
I mean, it was just countless of people, and they said they were registering. They had contacted 95K potential people who needed to register to vote.
Oh, great! It'd be absolutely wonderful too to get people to do their census.
Because that was the whole purpose of it,
right?
Awesome.
To get people to do their census and everything right now is great too. So
yeah, because the whole purpose of it was the purpose to get people to register to vote, and to non-bipartisan, but just to register to vote. Period.
Awesome.
And then to
very
remind
good.
Them
Very good.
So basically, what we're talking about is. We got viewers popping in on Facebook already. Hey, how y'all doing? We started already with the conversation. We're just talking about how you're handling everything with the coronavirus, and we have a whole lot of suggestions on things that we're going to do. I'm talking about, what are some of the things you can do? You can do some reorganizing, doing little cooking recipes, and doing different things about different types of prayer and meditation. We're just going to give you our view of some of the things that we've been doing, and a lot of that, believe it or not, has been laying in the bed.
We were actually supposed to be on vacation this week in Las Vegas.
Yes.
And so since our vacation got canceled, I'm a workaholic, so Rasheida has tried to make me stop working this week. It's been a bit of contention in our house, because
it ain't the word. Listen, I understand. I had to remind her that for the next 7 days, we are actually supposed to be in Las Vegas. We're supposed to be just relaxing. We actually
don't even come back. We weren't scheduled to come back until next Wednesday.
Correct.
So we would have left this past Sunday, coming back next Wednesday. So it would have been there more than a week.
So I've had to tell her a couple of times, hey, we can do a little work, just a little bit. Let's split our days. Do some work in the morning, and then relax in the afternoon, lunch, and then watch some TV and some other adult things. I'm just saying, to each his own.
This is why I can't let her out.
So, it's that, with those plans being canceled, it really did help us try to negotiate.
It's not working real well. I'm in trouble all the time.
So one thing is, I do love the fact that my wife has that go get. Let's get it. Let's work it. And at times, and everyone, we went to a lot of different conferences last summer, and we've heard from all of the gurus and all of those who are very powerful and famous and successful. They all say you got to have what? Balance. You cannot work.
They didn't say that. Yeah. Okay, yes they did.
You can't work, and then a little bit of rest. Work. Eventually, you're gonna work yourself to the point you're in the hospital
and
for a month.
That's kind of why I crashed. Usually I'm up on my herbs and all that kind of stuff, but I was working and not paying attention, and I crashed in January. So, but anyway, that was not the topic. We were talking about how coronavirus has taken out the economic borders between all of us. And so Miss Oprah is right here with us, and all of the other financial wizards are right here with us, regular people, because coronavirus, kind of like Jesus, it don't care about all of that.
Well, you better preach well.
The only good thing is that Jesus ain't trying to kill you.
Woo! Hallelujah.
But hey, we've got some other people. Hey, folks who are joining us on Facebook Live.
Hey, Linda Fields, what's going on,
If
family?
you want to get in on the conversation and we're in the chat room on the Zoom, go to our page and click on the Zoom link, and it'll bring you right to the chat room, and then you can see all the other people that we're talking to right now on the phone.
So
go ahead.
No, she was right.
Oh, the folks we were talking to in the chat room. We want to also remind you guys to subscribe and turn on the request bell. Notification bell on our YouTube channel so that you'll know anytime that we come on and drop a new episode or a new link. And so send us the questions you want to ask. But right now is the time for us to talk about whatever's on your mind. And I guess like Rasheida said, we just wanted to share with people, figure out how couples are coping and what's going on, and
are you done?
Other than her making me reorganize, I still have to do the spice cabinet.
Okay, so this is something. Okay, so this is how we're handling being shut in during the coronavirus. One of the
I'm afraid of what she's gonna say sometimes.
You see her face. Her face is like, oh Lord Jesus.
It usually ends up, if you saw the episode where I have to buy cards with these little tickets so I can get out of trouble, it usually ends up with me having to buy some tickets.
Or what do we say? Or expensive jewelry. Either one.
I'm gonna have to make something because everybody closed and I can't go out the house.
Amazon delivers.
Oh Lord.
Okay, so one of the things that we do is reorganizing. Meaning, like, today we started reorganizing our closet. I know a lot of people don't want to do that, but it needs to be done. And in the process of doing this, I just want y'all to know, we found a whole lot of stuff that if you ain't touched it in over a year, you need to let it go.
I ain't throwing away my
stuff.
Let it go. The closet, and then we also, since we're also with Lisa and Rasheida. One of the things that we learned from the gurus and all of those wonderful things, tidbits, was make sure you have a specific space for your business. You take your laptop here in your bed. You take your laptop here to the dining room. Take your laptop here. No, you need to designate a space for you to work, your office space. So let me say it again. I went downstairs and designated some space.
I like the scenic route.
And I move things. So it's when you go down there, this is specifically for work. Lisa, Rasheida, Zeus, Passionate Pampering, whatever the vision. We have our board, and I definitely wrote it down. So I've designated our space.
My vision board has moved to over my bed.
Yes, it has. No, it has moved to the side of on our wall. She got Post-it notes. But guess what? I'll take it.
Well, we asked if you got vision boards. How do you guys work like that? Vision boards?
Do you have any vision board? Any other suggestions? Write them in the comments right here on Facebook Live. Type in anything that.
And if you're in the chat room, you can just start talking. We can hear you.
That as well.
I have a vision board. I have 2.
Oh.
Well, I have 3. It's double-sided.
3 vision boards.
1, 2, and okay, I got it.
I don't get it. How you got 3-sided to a vision board?
Vision board has 2 sides. One is on this side. She flipped it over, did some other stuff on this side. Then she started a new one on this side.
3-sided vision boards. We got to do that one. Okay.
So I haven't completed the other one. It's in the bedroom so that when I wake up, one is personal, specific for myself.
Okay.
One is for the couple, the marriage.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
And then one is for the business.
Okay. That's cool.
And the one for the business is the one that I started initially, and that's how I flip it over depending, it's more like words to remind me. Like,
is it affirmations?
Affirmations of of business. Yeah,
cool.
That's more cool. What it was.
That's
nice. And I flipped that one over.
That's good. I might have to try that.
And now I could understand about the laptop moving around.
Your situation is different. Your situation is
have
different.
I do have a designated office space.
Don't be trying.
Because I do have a computer. I love her. Me and her, we really like each
You
other.
have a desktop?
I have a desktop.
Nice.
I got a designated space. I just don't go to it.
But my laptop is for times when my body can't take
Oh, the sitting up.
being it. Yeah, and
And you know what? This probably is a challenge because a lot of people are working from home now, and if you're not accustomed to that or used to that, working from home might be a challenge for folks who are not used to that kind of thing. And it takes a certain amount of discipline as well. And you really, at least for me, I've worked from home for years, or on the road a lot for years. It's easier. I gotta tell you, when I'm on the road, it's so much easier than it is when I'm at home.
Right.
One of the things for some people who know me on a more personal level before the show, you know that my grandparents passed away this last year. I've lost 3 out of 4 grandparents, and I lost my parents in the 2 years prior, and I forgot. Now, see, this is called old age. I forgot why I was saying that.
I was sitting here going, okay, where we going? I was sitting here going,
So this is the challenge of it. So when I started to work from home and they were sick, or I was in the house with my grandmother, even if she not sick, she don't care that you working from home. She don't care that you're in a meeting. She's like, hey, I need a cup of tea. I'm in a meeting. I don't care. Bring me my tea. If you brought me my tea, I'll stop talking to you. So it can have those kind of challenges if you're not used to it. So I really rely heavily on my calendar when I'm working from home. So it'll say, you can only work on this project from this time to this time, a 2-hour block. You got to take a break and then do this from here to here. Now, I move from project to project. What I don't do is balance well at home is my downtime. So that's where we fight.
Annie,
Because she said last night, do you ever turn off? I'm so tired of you. You just need to turn off sometime.
okay, so no. I understand people. They just go, and some people are wired that way. Lisa, unfortunately, goes from
Watch yourself.
50.
Watch yourself.
Now this is from 1 to 100. If you, Sandra, do y'all see all of this?
Linda, can you help me with her?
Linda can't help you right now. So Lisa she's working at 50%, and then she'll jump up to 100%. And I say, hey, come on down. She'll go down to 20. I'm like, oh, you're still working. She'll go down to 10. You're still working. When I say she'll go from laptop, no. She'll go from desktop to laptop, from laptop to cell phone,
and then I hide.
And then I'm like, do you know what unplugged means? I mean, and so when I get mad
when the batteries die.
Oh,
I just switched devices.
She switched devices. You gonna get it? You ain't helping nothing to be the same. So
clearly, that's
way.
to show how to balance your work life and home life during this Corona thing. So
that is a good one.
That's a bit of a challenge for me. I admit that.
So
I will challenge you this.
Come on.
Okay, bring it.
Okay, so I am learning how to do it in a different state.
Oof.
Right. So now you have a time zone issue too, right?
And I don't have all of the things that I would normally have. So I don't have my desktop. I have my phone, my laptop, and my tablet. And I don't have just my printer.
You're right. So
the other thing is what now I have my internet.
Yeah,
you want to do it.
Internet is a big step.
Yeah.
So, but one of the things that I did learn, the frustration of the working from home, I enjoy, but it frustrated me, and it would cause me to be like, want to zoom in really, really hard, zoom in really, really hard and get everything done like in 10 hours.
Yes.
I don't know what she's talking
And
about.
then crash.
Yeah.
But that doesn't work. That's not balanced. That's not healthy.
You ain't supposed to be on this show fussing. We having a conversation with the neighborhood. That sound like no.
Okay, I'm not fussing. I'm just trying to say some stuff.
True. It's
so
not
I apologize
balanced.
if I feel like I sound like I'm fussing. But
No. But it's
because when
not
you
balanced.
crash, we have to pick you up. We have to pull the pieces together. Wait, and as we're trying to pull the pieces together, we still have things that you have assigned us to do.
It's time to sign off.
She sound like my daughter.
Speaking of which, there's an upcoming episode
I can't.
about what you do. And it's interesting because for real.
That makes, I get it.
You mentioned two good things. One is again the frustration you feel when you're trying to work from home, right? So you got some of the stuff. So here's the situation. We got a lot of companies right now. They weren't ready for this. And so they've got all of these workers trying to work from home. And imagine how frustrated these people are who are not technology people, who are, regular office paper pusher people who still use fax machines, and for example, now they've got to create PDFs.
And homeschooling.
Right, and homeschooling. And somebody posted on Facebook the other day. Now you find out that them teachers wasn't lying when your kids was
one lady said, my cousin who has a lot of sons and she's homeschooling, she was like, I just put them all in ISS. I said, Lisa said, what's ISS? I said, in school suspension. I said, what? How do you?
And I feel for them because I homeschooled, worked outside, and worked at home. I homeschooled my daughter. We homed from 8th grade to the 11th grade, and I worked at H&R Block seasonally. And I had a job at home.
Wow, so you're a superwoman.
No.
You got baby.
No.
That's called multitasking to the utmost.
But you know what? But I tell you this, my daughter now, she says she is grateful for what she learned during that time because she goes to school online now. And during that time, I was also going to school online.
Wow.
My classes changed every 5 weeks. So what it taught me was to prioritize what I needed to get done.
Okay, so having kids go to school online helps them prioritize. Well, hopefully that's what they learn, right?
It should.
So in the consulting world, there are a lot of people that I travel with, right, on different projects. So I meet, and I have some people that I've been on projects with who take their kids with them, and so this whole concept of the virtual learning stuff is not new. And I've always thought the kids who travel with their parents for work, although they spend a great deal of time in hotels, they have a great advantage in that they are seeing the world. Because when we're taking these projects, let's be real, we making $200 an hour. So, so the kids ain't hurting for stuff to do once we off work. Mm-hmm. But they're actually getting to not just read about stuff, but to experience some of these things. And so they're taking their courses online while we're at the office, and then when you get out of the job, then you take them around the city that they're in. We were in San Diego, and San Diego has this phenomenal zoo. I want to kill our kids because we spent a heck of a lot of money. People come from all over the world because San Diego has the natural habitat. They have recreated the real habitats for these animals to be there. And our kids were like,
No, hold on. In defense of our children, I will say this. I was thoroughly disappointed with the San Diego Zoo because they had all of these so-called exotic and the only thing. But when we went, they all was asleep and in their natural habitat.
That's not the point.
And you couldn't see. You go to the zoo to see the animals.
That's not the point.
And the only cool thing about the zoo was the fact that you could take a sky trolley across the whole entire zoo and you get an aerial view. Now, mind you, the aerial view ain't no better because you still don't see no animals.
Because they were asleep. That's the
They
truth.
were asleep.
I don't know what it was.
I don't know. They had so much vegetation around the cat, the things, and I was just like, And
That's
then
not the.
on top of that, it was huge.
That's not the point.
It was
Now, that's the
huge.
reason they have the trolleys and the buses, because the place is so big. But the point is that they get a good, well-rounded, experiential education as opposed to
That
classroom.
was a bad example. I'm sorry. That was a bad example. The devil is a lie.
So the other thing that you were mentioning in the conversation was about when we were talking about me overworking and that kind of stuff. So we do have an episode that's coming up that we documented a little bit of what happened to us when I crashed and burned. Because even right now, if you haven't taken care of your business and done the proper paperwork and have the paperwork at the banks, I had to unfortunately leave the house to go sign some documents. Because you can't do everything. Even though most things can be done, regular stuff. But there are certain things I don't give a crap what's going on in the apocalypse. And the bank is like, we ain't doing this until we get an actual signature. But, if you don't have those things taken care of, when these things happen, the coronavirus and others, what are you going to do? So, again, I want to remind you guys, subscribe to our channel because we have an episode coming out about minding your business. That means, did you take care of all the right paperwork for your spouses when things happen? It's too late to do it. It's too late to have a pandemic sort of. This is what's wrong with our country right now. Our president is trying to piece it together. A plan in the midst of. It's too late at that point. The horse is out of the stable. You can't get them back unless you shoot them. And in this case, you got to shoot a whole lot of people. The moment we found out, what they did was go and corral all of our students that were out abroad. Young lady was giving her report on ABC the other morning. She said she was in Spain, I think Madrid, and she woke up. She went to bed at 9 o'clock, and she was woken up at 2:30 in the morning. They told them they had 2 hours to get out and get to America. Well, here's the problem. She was on a plane with hundreds of other kids from the United States. They got off the plane and nobody checked them. And now they've been dispersed about the country. And she tested positive for coronavirus. So potentially everybody on that plane
have
coronavirus. So they all spread out. My point is, it's too late to plan. It's too late. So have your documents done. So be sure you tune in for our episode on minding your business, because that's important.
Exactly.
Okay. And I ain't trying to put nobody on the spot, but all the viewers who are on right now, y'all got that, right? Mind your stuff. Get your paperwork done.
When she says your paperwork, she's meaning, let's be a little more specific. Wills.
I say trust. Yeah.
A lot of people only know wills.
Yeah, but they gonna will get you in trouble when you gotta pay that money to get that stuff transferred. Will means for the system will rip your behind off when somebody has to sign your mother, father, or spouse's name on a piece of document that they could have signed, and you could have put a trust in a suitcase until they go.
A will and a trust and one thing we utilize your at your bank, your notaries. Definitely use your notaries, because we use our notaries for all of our documentation. And a lot of people don't realize, I think it's free at certain banks. If you're a member of the bank, sometimes you're not, and it costs something.
And the funeral home.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
Typically free.
Hey, Timmons, how you doing, sweetie?
So, hey, you can join the live conversation, since we got people still logging on to Facebook. Join the live conversation. If you want to be in the actual chat room, go to Lisa and Rasheida on Facebook. There is a link to bring you right into the chat room so that you can be on the Zoom with us and see all of the other people who are in the chat room with us. Right now, we're just simulcasting, broadcasting, whatever you want to call it, from both Facebook Live as well as the Zoom. And we're recording it anyway. But feel free to jump over and join us. Come on in. Come on in.
Hey, Christina Cox, how are you?
If you come into the chat room, it's even better, because then everybody knows what the question is and what we're dialoguing about. So we've covered quite a few topics. We've covered quite a few topics already. What did you want to talk about is what we want to know. So yes, hello back to you.
So if there is any questions that you have, what we're talking about is just basically handling being at home during the COVID-19, and we just had different suggestions and stuff about things to do. Some of the things that we're doing.
We're doing great.
We're doing awesome.
I've been in a lot of trouble, but that don't surprise nobody, right?
Well, Lord. Well, one thing I know on one of our shows we talked about each other's love language, and my wife knows my love language, which is food, eating. So one of the great things that she's been cooking some amazing recipes. So she's been cooking some amazing meals, and we've just been kind of Googling some of the. Well, first of all, we look at what we got in our refrigerator, which is fully stocked. Thank you, Lisa Bennett.
See, I don't play that. We didn't even have to go to the store. We went and did our regular grocery shopping because I am old school and you're supposed to have a certain amount of actual physical dollars on hand at all times. A weapon at all times. Hey, it is what it is, right?
Yeah.
Some supplies at all times. My grandparents were 95 years old. They just passed. That's the way they lived. We had lanterns. We were laughing because my grandmother had this obsession with QVC.
Oh, my Jesus.
And
we had to take her credit card.
Yeah, we had to take her card.
Baby.
Because, we had those old kerosene lamps still in the house. And one of my nieces broke the last one a couple years ago. So my grandmother has been bothered by it ever since. But QVC had the new versions. They're battery operated, but they look like kerosene lamps. So when they launched them things, we got them all over the place.
They are everywhere.
Still in packages, we got so
everywhere. So prepare. So back to what we were saying was cooking. One of the things that we were talking about is a lot of people, since you're home and we're just eating, try and eat healthier foods. We were looking at the keto diet, but we just haven't really. I didn't realize I'm eating very keto anyways. But there's a specific diet. We ain't really sticking to that. But we are looking at the immune boosting foods. So some of the immune boosting foods, because right now, because of the COVID-19, they say it attacks your immune system. It needs to be very healthy. So we started looking. Broccoli, garlic, thyme, ginger, tomatoes, all those things are very, very good immune boosters. And a lot of people go, I don't like that. Well, then you need to find something. Most people cook with garlic. And if you eat spaghetti, more than likely you got Italian seasoning, they got all of that in it. So I'm just saying, there are a lot of them.
I'm smiling. That's good.
You need things that
See,
boost
she don't
your
even like it
immune
when I give
system.
her props.
Also, there's one thing that we also do on a daily basis is something called emergency.
So you're going to do the whole show tonight?
Baby,
we got a whole show
just
lined up
talking.
about that, but you just going to do it all tonight, so I guess.
Okay, I'm just going to leave that right there. I'm going to leave that right there.
This is why I always be in trouble, but it's fun.
And so just really while you're here, definitely eat immune boosting foods. There's this one green what is it? Green probiotic.
At the show later. You're doing all the material now. I mean, what? You want me to go get it? I can go get it. You can keep talking. I'll just show
Anyways,
since we're out here talking about
so we're just talking about all of the good foods. Airborne is a good one too. Okay, I didn't know that. I saw Airborne, never tried it. Okay, Airborne is a good too.
Actually, I will go get them since we already launched into it. We might as well. But about really 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago, I started going on more of a holistic thing. For people who don't know, I weighed 308 pounds at one time. And right now, it's the heaviest I've been in about 13 years or so. I'm at about 140-ish. So I need to go 20 pounds down as far as I'm concerned. She doesn't like that, but she liked me when I was fluffier, is that what my kids call me.
I like cushion for the pushing. I'm just saying.
Oh my God.
I'm just
This is
saying.
why we don't let her have out the house too much by herself. And you're laughing.
Listen here, I like
You're
meats
not supposed to
on
be
them
laughing at
bones.
So,
Want to do it.
I and over that time losing that weight, I modified a lot of what I eat. And when my mom and everybody, as older people have gotten sick in our family, we've kind of done a little bit more research about how could we be eating better and what kinds of medications are they taking, how can we replace those with herbals, supplements, and more natural stuff. Because one of the things that they wanted me to take was furosemide because I would get a lot of water, pitted edema.
Okay, for all those who know that furosemide is, it's a water pill.
Water pill.
And make you pee.
Like in the African American community, we just call we either got water, sugar, Yeah.
You're diabetical.
High blood pressure. I mean, water, sugar. We call it by the actual. Let me see. I won't say ingredient, but
The ailment.
I don't know. It's not the ailment. The fluid, as opposed to what the ailment.
Me
The
too,
clinical
I love
name for it.
Ah,
But,
Thank you, Christina.
What'd she say?
She said, "Me too. I love me some cushion." I mean, he came here at 150. I don't want
Go to the. You
put
need
him
to
on
come into
blast,
the chat
but
room. Go into the link on Zoom.
2:30 now. I ain't even mad at you, boo. I ain't mad.
Okay,
at you.
so we've migrated. So I don't take the furosemide anymore. I do a dandelion root, which is a natural extraction for water, extra water in your body, extra fluid, and I also do what they call a mucus buster, which was introduced to the world pretty much by Dr. Sabi to help strip out extra phlegm and fluids and all that kind of stuff. So that's part of our daily routine. So on a show later this week, I think this weekend, we're going to do a show about cooking for COVID. Or cooking, what is it? Cooking with the coronavirus? Or
Oh my gosh, cooking with the corona. I said the what?
Well, and it's really just about showing you different spices that you can mix together and put in your food
Well,
that
you need
helps.
to say that versus saying I'm cooking with the. I got corona, y'all. We cooking with it. No,
Just
no.
dap a little Corona in. See, like my flab. That's what's left over from all my weight loss. But anyway, mixing spices together so you put it in your food, and it won't feel like you're on a specific kind of cleanse or anything. But it's part of your regimen. So when you're seasoning your pork chops, or if you're eating pork, or you're seasoning whatever it is, and when you put it in there, you're still getting the same benefits of having a regular sort of cleanse thing going on. I'm going to go get the 2 little powders, Rasheida.
Go ahead, and then I'm gonna talk about these remedies that I've looked up.
I love
And actually, Christina Cox said yes. She is Dr. Sabi gets rid of all of the mucus and that stuff that makes you so sick. Absolutely.
It's all about phlegm and mucus. It's so funny when mucus is too much mucus in your heart chambers or whatever, and you can't pump it throughout your body. You call it CHF, congestive heart failure. If it's in your lungs and your lungs can't get it out, then you got pulmonary edema. I mean, it's all the same thing about it's like your car, your body's kind of like a car, and antifreeze fluid and stuff flows without it. And when it stops flowing and is not able to move around like it should, and it puddles, depending on where it puddles, if it puddles in the bottom of your lungs, you can't get it out. It turns to pneumonia, which then could turn into all kinds of stuff, which really is what they're talking about with this corona thing. Once it gets in there and it starts to get fibrosis,
yes,
it's really just collapsing your lungs. Your lungs can't do like this anymore. So all of this stuff is helpful to know. Now, again, we ain't doctors or nothing.
Nope.
It's just stuff that we do every day. So I'm going to go get 2 of the things that we take pretty much every day as part of our routine. And like I said, the only thing that I got sick in January because I had abandoned my routine for about 2 months because I was working and I was really depressed. And we'll talk about that too in another show. When you go through losing so many people, depression will kill you. And I really can admit it now, but I didn't want to admit it at the time. I didn't want to be here anymore. So I didn't care. I didn't care. I had lost my grandmother, my grandmother, my grandparents in my heart. And losing my mom, and before that, I just was like, I don't give a rat's behind. I love my wife, and that was hard for her to hear. And how do you deal with those kind of things as a couple? So all of those things are things that we plan to address during the course of this show. I'm going to let Rasheida talk to you guys a little bit more about how to subscribe and all of that stuff while I go get these 2 things so we can show it to you.
So Rasheeda's gonna talk about what Rasheida wants to talk about. And
She supposed to do what I tell her. See, that's
anyway.
another thing we're going to talk about. Some people supposed to just follow suit, and they don't.
Listen, I already got a session for that. All right, so I just want to throw and share out some of the remedies. Remedies are things, herbs that kill viruses and clears mucus from the lungs. I did a couple little research. It's only 10 of them. I ain't gonna get y'all all crazy, but if y'all need to, get your pen and paper out, and if not, make sure you watch this again and write it down. So one of the top 10 herbs is something called white horebound. White horebound, it helps with your sore throat, and it also is an expectorant as well. So for those who don't know expectorant, it gets all the mucus up. It makes you cough and bring the mucus up. The second one is sage. We all cook with sage. If you don't, you better start cooking now.
Make some dressing.
Yep. A lot of folks around Thanksgiving use a lot of sage in their dressing. Some do, some don't. But that is a very good. It's a really good natural remedy for the clearing of mucus from the lungs. It's also it also helps with cold and flu and headaches. Didn't know that. And if you have a fever, so you feeling a little feverish, a little kind of way, eat a little sage. The next one is called Andreographis. Now I don't know about this one, but I did do the research. It's antimicrobial. It's for cold and flu, and and it's a cough reducer. So if you cough and you hacking and coughing, this is another one.
So it's like a suppressant?
Yes.
Okay.
Of course, thyme. Thyme is great. Yet, once again, we all use some of these ingredients, and you might find all these in your cabinet. So even if you do a couple of them, she'll tell you about what she uses and her combination of what she uses that helps as well. And with the thyme, it's no, we already did that one. And then there's garlic. Of course, garlic, it helps with the flu, helps prevent colds. And this one right here always goes, it combats the vampires. I'll be like, oh my God. Jeez Louise. All right, and there's something called marshmallow. Now, it's not the marshmallows that we eat. It's an actual root. And within this root, it's an expectorant, but it when it grows...
We'll tell you where to get them in a minute.
The flower itself can be drinking as a tea, and it can be steeped as a tea, and it helps with sore throat, and also helps with... Now, I never had this problem until, I'm going to say, maybe a couple of years ago, and that's when I started going through menopause. And menopause, baby, changes a whole lot about your body.
She said
so
that.
I've learned that post-nasal drip is real. And the marshmallow really helps with post-nasal drip because it can almost feel like you're choking. And I didn't realize it.
Like a cat.
And see, this is why. Okay, and this is one of my favorites, and we use this in our house every day. Peppermint. I bought peppermint oil. First of all, let me tell you what the peppermint is really good for. It relaxes the muscles in your lungs. You're able to take deeper breaths, and it just feels great. And it's also a natural nasal decongestant. Now, I have been getting... I bought on Amazon, or I went to the vitamin shop first time and got the essential oil peppermint. It's by Now.
Excuse me 1 second. That was one of the questions that's coming in right there. Yes, the vitamin shop, or if you go on Amazon, you can find most of those herbs there. And
yes.
Most of them will be there. If you have trouble, like I said, we're having another episode that's coming up that's going to really show you how to mix some of them together. So
Vibrations.
So in our chat room, again, you guys should join the chat room. Go on and hit the Zoom link because we have folks in the chat room who know where you can get some of this stuff. So one of the suggestions is vibrations.
On Lake Street.
Okay.
Well, this person lives in Ohio.
So that's okay. But if you're in Northwest Indiana, you can go to Vibrations
So,
on Lake
Christina,
Street.
when you come on this way after the Rona over, we're going to go to Vibrations, girl.
They mail.
Right.
The
Vitamin Shop online. Now
the Vitamin Shop.
Amazon has it all.
Actually, Vibrations.
Wellness Shop on 51st, too.
Wellness shops definitely do that as well. All right, so I only got like 3 more left. Licorice root. Licorice root is an expectorant. It's really good for bronchitis and lung conditions. Isn't coronavirus a lung condition? Yes. And then oregano. It's for cough, cold, flu, and it relaxes the bronchial muscles as well.
Good for asthma.
And it's great for asthma. That's what I was just told.
So,
geez, here I come to this.
There you come into the chat room.
Come on
Very
to the
good.
chat room, Christina.
That's the idea. Hit that Zoom link and come on into the chat room.
And the last one but not least is the eucalyptus. It's a natural nasal decongestant. People use it as a chest rub. You add it to your vaporizer. It just helps combat these viruses that attack your lungs. And I will say I didn't get to finish because I was wonderfully interrupted by this little short person next to me.
Excuse me.
Anyways,
first.
With the peppermint, this is how I use the peppermint. Oh my Jesus!
I hurt my feelings.
I'm sorry. Okay, I'm not sorry. She said no. Okay, so the peppermint oil. This is how we use it. When what I do is I take the actual essential oil and I put it in a spray bottle, and I only use about 3 ounces of it in the spray bottle. So you got the huge spray bottle. I only put a little bit at the bottom, then I fill the rest up with water. When you do that, I usually do it with warm water because for some reason it just mixes a little bit better. And I shake it and I shake it. So what I do is
like tambourine. Shake
what
it,
the what?
Shake it, baby.
Okay.
Shake it.
So I take it and I spray it and I put it on the squirt version, like just little streams, and I squirt it in the vents of my house, air all of the vents, and then I turn my heat up just a couple of degrees so that it permeates through the whole entire house, and it smells amazing. Hold on, don't you say a word. Don't you say a word. Now, that works within your whole house. But we also recently found out that when you take a shower,
Recently? Okay.
Yeah, honey, we haven't been doing that.
Okay,
So now,
just go ahead. Go ahead.
So if you spray, believe it or not, the walls of your shower with the peppermint water, and then you turn on your shower, the steam and the combination of the peppermint, it just magnifies it like, whoa. And it helps. And it's also almost relaxing while you're in the shower. And it's just really, really, really helps with the breathing. So I'm going to let Lisa say whatever she got on her mind because she about to explode.
You got
so go ahead.
in the spray now.
Huh?
It's over there.
So I was gonna laugh at it because it's two things I was gonna laugh at. We have one of our cousins comes over and he always goes, "Oh, I forgot to put my goggles on. My eyes gonna fall out." Because when you walk in the house, he goes, "I sniff in the whole car." Clears up.
He's like, if I had any congestion, it surely is gone now.
So it
I was like, you're
out.
welcome.
Because our house always smells
You're
like
welcome.
that, which is great. But this is when the age difference between us comes in, because she said recently spraying the walls and all that kind of stuff. So when I was a kid, I grew up in the late 60s and early 70s, and she wasn't born yet. So that's why it's a big difference.
So she's just gonna go my age. I've been like that.
She wasn't born yet. It's a big age difference. We'll talk about that at another time. But when we were sick and younger, our grandparents would melt two things. They would melt a piece of Hard Rock candy with peppermint and some pure grain alcohol. And if you had a cold and you drank that stuff and they wrapped you up in some
Wait,
stuff,
wait.
the next day you would sweat all of that out.
Wait a minute. So wait. So they would take peppermint, put it inside just alcohol,
Hard liquor,
and then like
shake it up,
shake it
up, wait for it to melt, and then give you a tablespoon of that, and you gonna be knocked out, but you'll hack up your lung by the next morning.
So
they make you put on
the combination of the peppermint and the alcohol
as an expectorant.
But then they would wrap you up so that you sweat it out.
You sweat it out.
Okay.
By the next day,
I wasn't understanding that.
you can, so that's not new.
Hey, Stephanie Brooks.
And then the other part of it is when you'd have nasal decongestion at night, they would drop some peppermint or orange peels or whatever in a pot of boiling water. Then they put the water down so it was lower than you. Tell you to stand over it and throw a towel over your head and make you be still. Tell you just breathe. So for you, that's kind of new. For us old cats, it's just an old thing. And so we were talking the other day, and I said, you could just spray that in the sauna. I wish we had a sauna. Spray it in the shower while you're in there. It'll just light you up. So we got some folks in the chat room. Come on, what you got? You got some stuff you want to add in there?
So just give everybody a quick update for those who
Buy
just...
you some eucalyptus.
Okay.
Right, some eucalyptus.
Okay. What else?
You can hang that in the shower. That's good. Something else. I was watching Jenny Mai that comes on The Real. She has a show that's called Honey. Her mom was showing some things with aloe vera.
Right.
And I have an aloe plant.
Well, she was showing what they do in their culture, what they do with the aloe vera and the lemongrass.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, lemongrass.
Yeah, lemongrass tea is real good for you.
But they put it all in a pot and they use it to steam.
Steam.
Wow.
And listen,
Okay,
so here's
that's
the thing
really
what we've
nice.
learned, and it's so funny because even when you think about it and you sterilize.
Hold on, let me just give a quick update for those who just came in.
All right, we got some people who
just want you all to let you know. Go ahead. You want to throw that in there?
If you want to join us live in the chat room, go to the Zoom link. Go to Lisa and Rasheida on Facebook. Toggle over to that page. There's a Zoom link. Click that link and you can come right on into the chat room. Right now, you're only seeing Rasheida and I, but you're not seeing everybody else that we're talking to in the chat room. So come on into the chat room. And we want to also remind you to subscribe. Subscribe to our YouTube channel so that anytime we're having these conversations or we drop a new video, you will know when that stuff come out. So she says, hey, peoples.
So
Glad
just want you to
joined
know
us.
what the conversation was. We're just having conversation about dealing with and having what to do in the midst of all of what's going on. All of our suggestions, what we're doing. And if you have any suggestions or any questions, just throw it on there in the chat or bring yourself into the Zoom room.
Oh, that's cool. The Zoom room. I like that. That's our new little thing. But
okay.
Rasheida had mentioned we have this ritual, like she said, every day. Once we get up and we pray together and all of that stuff, we take, I don't know if you guys can see this. It says vitamin C. It's just a healthy dose of vitamin C.
Like emergency, but that's the CVS version.
And orange juice every morning. We drink
8 ounces of oranges, not 16. 8 ounces.
It's supposed to be 4, I thought, but this
No,
is 8
it's
ounces.
8.
Okay, so this is a double dose. No, 8 ounces is a glass, right? So this is 8 ounces. Stuff on your own, then you good. But if you don't, this here, you show it on that camera. This here, you take, and so we take this, we take a scoop of this and then put it in apple juice, and then again we might mix in some oranges, and she'll put some other fresh fruit, banana stuff, and blend it all together. And then she drinks a glass once a day, and I drink a glass once a day. So if you don't eat anything else green today, you have gotten all of the green stuff that you should have in your diet. So we do that every day.
Now on the back of things, it shows all of your nutrients and vitamins. Now I know you really can't see this, but look how long.
I mean, you get everything green you're supposed to have.
All the nutrients and vitamins in here. That's ridiculous. I was reading it and just going, well, dog, I didn't think I had. Okay, I need that. It's an immune support. It's skeletal support. It's fiber. It's liver support. Enzymes and tonics. Plant-based micronutrition. Cereal grazes. I mean, it's an antioxidant. So one thing, a lot of things that we just don't get just from food, which you need a whole lot of to get your daily dose or what you normally are supposed to have. This right here helps, and it boosts your energy. I'm going to say it increases your libido.
I can't take that nowhere.
But I'm just saying. But it's very, very, very good. And
shake your head at it. Go ahead.
And the reason why we say drink it with apple juice is because it doesn't really have a taste. But a lot of people, so
don't drink it with water. It's terrible.
Don't drink it with water. It is horrible with water. Apple juice just neutralizes
the powdery.
The powdery flavor.
Blend it with your fruits and vegetables. With your fruits.
I use strawberries. I use blueberries. I use bananas. I use oranges.
And sometimes we'll make a half a jug of that at one time with the blender. And she'll just put it in a jug and we'll throw it in the refrigerator. You don't want to do too much because it's got fresh fruit in it.
And if you don't drink it fast enough, it will kind of
go bad. So
I mean, it's fruit. It's natural.
Yeah. So I mean, that's just some stuff we can share. We need to let other people. We need to let everybody else talk some more. It'd be more. Christina Cox, what happened to you coming into the chat room? We still ain't got everybody in the chat room. Maybe.
See.
Come on in. But like I said, we're gonna do more shows that dig a little deeper. When she was talking about some of the herbs earlier, I'm gonna show you how to take 3 of them. 3 again. These you have them in your cabinet. You might not have one of them, but you have and this it's called mullein leaf. You may not have that one, but if you have like oregano and cayenne, mix that together and take that. And I'll show you, like, I mix what mullein leaf, oregano, and cayenne together and make a little seasoning out of it. And when we're cooking our food, I just sprinkle some of that in it. And Rasheida will go, you put, we call it mucus buster. You put mucus buster in this. Like, why? Because now my nose is running. Actually, when I'm
Literally.
making this stuff, I have to put on a mask.
Okay, so literally,
because the fluids in my body just start pouring out.
First of all, I didn't realize that herbs had such a huge effect on you. I'm not a big person that ate a lot of hot and spicy foods, but realizing that hot and spicy foods, our primary doctor is from Venezuela. And he was saying, he said, you have to eat some spicy foods because believe it or not, it ignites and kicks things in the gear, and it moves stuff out of the way and mucus she uses cayenne in there, and the cayenne made my nose. I was just.
But oregano is good for that too. So the combination of that plus the mullein leaf really helps expectorate. It makes phlegm just come pouring out of you. Now I'll tell you, when you use those three, and I'm going to actually give you the recipe for that so you can try it and put it in your food. But if you use those three together, the other thing is, everybody been running to get the toilet paper. You're going to be in the bathroom a bit. Because that first, if you take it in what I call a full dosage to actually get your body kick-started, you're going to be in the bathroom for a little while. That first day or two, you're like, whoa.
The first day, you should definitely stay home. Don't plan nothing. Don't try and go nowhere.
If you take it as just pure capsules, then you want to stay home. But I haven't done the capsule thing in a while. Like I said, we just use it as part of our seasoning when we're cooking meat, or we made spaghetti sauce the other night. I made red beans and rice. Black beans last night, and I put some of it in there, and they just spiced it up a little bit, but it has the same effect. Anyway, you guys got more stuff you want to? We've talked about a bunch of stuff.
Well, really quickly, just gonna switch it up a little bit. All the different shows, people are doing a lot of binge watching. People are posting on Facebook, what are good shows to watch? What's good binge watching shows? So I'm just going to tell you what we've been watching. We haven't been binge watching. We've been watching them a lot. And so a couple of the shows that we've been binge watching was This Is Us, which is on Hulu, right?
Yeah, ABC.
I think it's on, ABC. The Resident, which is a medical show, which we love. And 911, which is the coolest show on the planet. And then it's called Station 19, which is about a fire station, which is
spin-off of Grey's Anatomy.
Yep, spin-off of Grey's Anatomy. And of course, this one's favorite one because it's no longer having any more new shows, but it has 6 seasons. And if you haven't seen the season at all, this one right here, Power.
Ghost is
she
my
will
man.
watch from the very first season all the way up to the last season.
3 times.
So, those are some of the shows that.
James St. Patrick is my man.
Oh my Jesus.
What are you guys watching?
Yes. If you guys are on here, what are you guys watching?
And there is crickets.
Crickets.
I'm watching This Is Us.
This Is Us, good. Mm-hmm. Did you see last night's episode? It was awesome.
No. Shh.
Okay, I won't tell you.
I'm behind.
Okay.
I'm 3 weeks behind on General Hospital.
I don't watch that. I haven't watched that since college.
Hey, that's her. That's what she's been watching. We're talking
Hospital.
about binge shows that we binge watch right now.
That's my white noise television.
Oh, okay.
I'm watching. Oh my goodness, what is it? I gotta rewatch Jane the Virgin.
Oh, okay.
I've been rewatching that because that's kind of like like comedy, lighthearted.
Yes, that's what we're all looking for is different shows that are lighthearted. Yeah. I'm talking to people that are on live that are still kicking in. We are now talking about shows that you binge watch right now during coronavirus. So if you have any suggestions, pop them right in there on there.
I just started watching the Self-Made.
Oh yeah, so I haven't seen that yet.
Only reason I kind of didn't want to watch it is because I kind of knew her story because I did hair. I will recommend, if you're really into the hair thing, read 400 Years Without a Comb.
Ooh. 400 Years Without a Comb. So we have a viewer on here saying, a participant who's saying, read 400 Years Without a Comb if you want to see some more information about Madam C.J. Walker.
It's not about Madam
No.
C.J. Walker.
Oh, it's not about Miss Walker. I'm sorry.
If you're
It's about
interested
the
in
hair.
It's about the hair industry in general.
It's by Willie
Let
Morrow.
me speak it.
Willie Morrow.
Willie L. Morrow.
I love, man. We have a viewer that says Married at First Sight. That is my favorite show on TV.
Married at-
That's
Oh
my
my
show.
gosh.
Rashida hates it.
I don't
But
hate it.
She hates it. Listen, it's the truth. If you are in marriage ain't for punks, we talk about this all the time. But if you're gonna be married, if you're married, it is one of the best ways I think to help work through issues that you're dealing with, because it takes the ownership of it off of you, so it's not personal when you're having a discussion, but it's applicable. So I think by far, married at first sight is the bomb diggity.
Okay, so there is another show that's similar to Married at First Sight that we like, where I can't remember the name. It's like Blind Love, where you can't see each other, and they meet, and the only thing that's separating them, they go into two different rooms, and you have this wall where they can talk to each other, and they're sitting on couches, they're sitting on the floor, so you really get to engage and get to know the person without even seeing them. So that show intrigued me. So it was about relationships, and so it's not that I don't like Married at First Sight.
She don't like
You know
it.
what I don't like about it? Let me tell you what I don't like about it is the fact that she watches it 24/7. I mean, we gotta have once again, and who wasn't here earlier, it's called balance.
I love that show. And I know all of the couples from every season who are still together.
Oh my gosh, she know. She
And
like
I
old
follow
people.
them.
She know. Oh, they don't have 4 babies.
I
And
know
they
all
remember
of
when
them.
they was going through.
Jamie and it was the first couple, and she was horrible to him. And now they 3 kids in, living happily ever after. The point of it, so I like the show because it gets away from the BS. It's really about the real substance of what relationships are built on. And that's one of the reasons I actually, how many people that are watching really, how many support like arranged marriages? I love the idea of arranged marriages, and I think they have a better chance of success than we do, because it's about the families getting together to make the decision that people should be married. Don't get me wrong, the butterflies and all that's great, but you gotta have support. You gotta have a whole lot of stuff happen to support those people in marriage. I like the concept of it. And I think that if Married at First Sight, when you get over yourself, and that it ain't all about the roses and the beauty and the butterflies, and you really look at the substance of why things work, that show is phenomenal. They do a really great job. This season, I think they so shot. It's interesting. I think this season is, I hate to tell y'all, it's all millennials. They so full of themselves. They can't get out of their way. So they're so stuck on, and they're the generation of, they don't know the world without the YouTube and the social media. So their marriages are failing because they're too busy with the camera in their faces performing. Everybody wants a deal, a modeling deal, or somebody else wants to boost their YouTube followers and Instagram followers. So they can't be married successfully because it's really about them, and they're not really trying to be married. They disfront it. And that's what's going to make them fail. But I love the show because it's still, even in that, it makes them very transparent. Anyhow, we have been on here now for about, oh man, our time is gone. We've spent about an hour. We've covered a lot of topics. Thank you guys for tuning in.
Thank you.
We're going to keep this spot, I think, for a couple weeks and see how it goes, because it's really good. The whole point of this segment is we're all quarantined, and there are a lot of things that couples can do to support each other. So we want to give ourselves the opportunity to get together, build community, talk about the different issues, how we're surviving this coronavirus at this time. We've covered a number of things, from surviving corona to diet to all of that, and we're going to expand on those topics in future shows. Just quick reminder, if you wanted to be in the chat room tonight, all you had to do was go to Lisa and Rasheida on the Facebook page, and the Zoom link would have brought you right into the chat room. So we're talking on 3 different cameras for folks who are out there. Always get that Zoom link. That Zoom link will be stable for the duration of us trying this experiment to see what's going on. We said we're going to try a segment with singles as well to see how that's different.
Absolutely.
And see if we can give some advice there or find out what's on their minds. But anyway, subscribe.
Hit that button. You see that little gray little bell? Hit the notification, so whenever we get on, you all know that we are on.
And,
so we don't have to worry about get on, where they at, where they out, are they on, are they off.
And share with us what you want us to talk about. The whole point of us doing our show was to give couples support and let you know that there are things Google just can't answer.
And we got to get those questions from you so that we can try and give you the answers to the best of our knowledge. And what we don't know, we will ask the experts and we will get it back to you.
So thank you for tuning in. We appreciate it. And we look forward to seeing you guys on the next round of Let's Talk with Lisa and Rasheida.
Let's Talk with Lisa and Rasheida.
Have a good night.
Take care.
Oh, now we got to get a song. Huh.
Oh, see, now you playing too
The
much.
jingle's up next. We're going to talk to Jimmy Highsmith about doing that.
Yes, we're definitely talking to him about that.
All right.
All right. Have a good one.
Y'all have a good night. Thank you so much. Take care.
Good night. You got to stop that one.
Nisha Collins Jones, how you doing, girl?
Hey.
Just letting you know, we're just on here talking about a few things. We had a live Zoom call. We were just talking about dealing with the coronavirus and just being shut in, and a lot of suggestions and things to do. We were talking about some shows we like to binge. We were talking about eating healthy, trying to find immune booster foods. We just had a whole lot of different dealings with a lot of conversations. So, but we have been on here for an hour and a half, and our time is up. If you would like to see this, you can go back and watch this live video. We have all of that there. And if you want to, go to YouTube, subscribe, and this is Lisa. Subscribe, and then also hit that notifications button so you know whenever we are on. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Rasheida.
And I'm Lisa.
And we're the Bennett's. Take it easy.
Good night.